Shalom, shalom. Kal halalim la Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahushai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahushai, Brakti Yahweh, Brakti Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Okay, double honors to the apostles, elders, elder bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the prophets of that body, and shalom to the 144,001 May peace and blessings in the spirit of endurance be upon you and your households. All right. And there's a lot going on. And Brakti Hawa, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakodash, for his men of the Lord, men of Great Millstone, where the Lord has put the spirit on them, our teachers, our elders and teachers, the prophets, to make numerous lessons every day, and numerous is not even a word I can, let's just say, they're overwhelming the internet with with this beautiful word. All right. And there's news that sometimes you don't even know about, and the prophets bring it out first before you actually find a news report on it, right? So Brakti Hawa Bahasham Yahushai. And as you know, 2025, there's been a great push with regards to the digital ID biometric system, right? And then on top of that, Elonia Muskia, got to say it that way because of the red tape that's involved in making videos these days. I've got to say it that way. You know what I'm talking about. These elites have their little secret talk or whatever, how they communicate with each other through revelation of the method, through the movies and shows, and how they speak with each other with their hand gestures and all that shit. Well, the hopeful elect speak to each other, in slang and certain code as well, spiritually. Because the hopeful elect are going to say, when I say Elonia Muskia, all right? Okay, the digital ID is being pushed. The Neuralink's been quite successful in America and in the UK, and they're mass producing it. I made a video yesterday on that, but YouTube wouldn't let me upload it, so I've put that on Odyssey, or on my Odyssey channel, which is on my YouTube page. You can check that out if you wish to do so. All right, and now, countries like Sweden are already ahead of the game. They're already CHIP'd up. Other parts of the world like China are right behind them or with them, alongside with them. Okay, and the biometric digital ID system has been quite successful in India as well. I believe they've been using it since 2010, 2009, 2010. Okay, and the so-called white man Esau Edom is going for all, where the countries are, as we would say, kind of wild, or the land mass is huge and people there are, a melanated nation. Even though Somalians are heathens, we don't give a shit about them either. But there is Jake's scattered amongst them. Okay, now let's be real. You've got a couple of, Jake through war, captivity, taking on wives of heathen nations. I mean, for example, Moses even took on a woman, she wasn't a Somali, Ethiopian, right? But she was a Hamite. So Jake's been dealing with heathen women, and there's, the seed is over there. Okay. And along with that, this whole bunch of Somalians being sent back. So they want to get a foothold and a control over the world. Okay. Especially those large land masses like Australia, Africa, India, China, right? Places like that, especially where there's a lot of people of color as well. They want to get a grip over them. All right. And along with, so what they're doing right now is pushing the digital ID heavy. All right. And so the Neuralink's been successful. A lot of other countries are ahead of the game, CHIP'd up. Sweden was never on lockdown during the 1.9 thing a few years ago, more than a few years ago now, right? That was the only country that wasn't on lockdown. Why? Because they're ahead of the game, and their people being CHIP'd and being quite cashless at the moment. right? And so all these little bits and pieces, all these bits and bobs are coming together to create a picture of Esau wants you in further servitude and wants you, you know, literally in digital shackles, okay? And obviously, this is just a prelude because remember, this is all coming into conjunction, all right? We heard about America, the trials being quite successful over there with the Neuralink, all right? They'll be successful in the UK too, all right? So, um, now, a lot of people, like countries like Somalia, India, there's a lot of poor people there because Esau's, ravaged the place and stolen all the natural resources and continues to do so. And it's a huge landmass. You've got a lot of poor people there and a lot of rich people, just same as India, right? That live, you got your like little spots of like you got little, you got your little areas of Beverly Hills that are gated up, similar to that, very wealthy and rich and all that kind of thing, with heathens there and living there, and Hamites too, and Elam and other nations. Okay, same with India. Okay, so the people that are poor, that people don't have a damn thing. Okay, they're easily going to be molded into what the powers that be want them to. They want to be put them in servitude. They're going to have access to goods and services and health services and this, that, and the third, and education and, you know, healthcare. So therefore, they're going to jump in line to get a hold of it because a lot of them, are not, are starving. They don't have a damn thing up there. Okay, and these people, are going to be, you know, are going to be easily. You can pretty much mold these certain nations easily because when you don't have a damn thing, they're gonna run to the first whiff of opportunity or hope or some kind of salvation for them, which means that they'll be out of dire straits and their children too. So for them, this is gonna be like a prayer answered, you know, whoever these Malis pray to, Somalians pray to, because they're heathens anyway for the most part. All right, and so this is what Esau's trying to do. Okay. And, as mentioned earlier, the Neuralink's been successful. The CHIP has been successful. Okay. Iloni Muskia has said that I did a report on it yesterday that in 2026, they're going to have a mass production of the Neuralink. All right. In 2026. Okay. And trials have already been successful in Ground Zero Babylon and also its counterpart, the UK. So all these pieces are coming together. All right. And we've already seen recent news of Somalians being shipped back as well, back to the country of their origin or wherever they're being taken. A lot of them could be taken to concentration camps. But nevertheless, let's read this, okay? Somalia is implementing a national biometric digital ID system aiming to register 15 million citizens, including children, by 2026. We're in 2026 now, okay? According to the Gregorian calendar, but the new year is obviously March, April, all right, in reality. To improve access to services like education, healthcare, and passports led by NERA. This initiative utilizes fingerprints and facial recognition to provide secure lifelong identification numbers, key aspects of digital IDs for children. You know, I mean, that's why they're coming so hard on Jacob in America. And these crackers also know that, they could be, pursuant to Hosea 1 and 10 and Deuteronomy 20 at verse 64. I mean, we're the largest nation on planet Earth. We're scattered to the four corners of the earth. And yes, wherever there are attractive women or semi-attractive women, I mean, I'm not really into Somalian girls, but some of them are all right, all right looking facially and all that, you know. So I know Jake's been dealing with them, you know. Um, so our seed is over there, all right? Our seed, we're everywhere, okay? We're everywhere. So Esau's aim is to, hopefully, in their mind, is to grab any of the elect. But you can't grab the elect. You can't do a damn thing to the elect. You can't do nothing against the truth before the truth. Okay, paraphrasing scripture there. You can't grab the elect. The elect are signed and I mean they're sealed by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai. and his angels protecting them. So if you think that, yeah, we got their back against the wall, the Lord's going to do miracles and get those elect members out. You might get the heathens and other jakes that are 2/3, right? But you're not going to touch the elect, all right? What did the Lord say? Touch not my anointed, all right? And do my prophets no harm. And those are the frontline prophets. But then you got the rest of the 1/3 and other elect members, and you can't touch them either because they're anointed also. They're covered with Yahweh Hashem Yeshai's wings. Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, target and coverage. The program aims to register 15 million people by 2026 with a specific focus on including children. Okay, technology and registration. The system uses biometric data, specifically fingerprints, facial, and eye recognition. A pilot digital civil registration of vital statistics (CRVS) system supported by UNICEF has already registered over 43,000 children in the last 2 years. All right, 40 years. Purpose. These IDs are essential for accessing education, health service, and social protection programs. They are becoming mandatory for passports and domestic travel. Okay. So, when people don't have nothing, people don't have even access to a clean bathroom or, health services, and flies flying around these Hamites and shit. We've seen them in the news, right? Growing up, Ethiopia, Somalia, and all that, right? This is going to be like for them, they're going to think that it's some kind of, you know, divine gift for them. They're going to think, oh, we got access to education. Our children go to school. They get free uniforms, which means basically more clothing for them. Or, they get free food. They get health services or whatever, you know. So for them, this is going to be like a blessing. They're going to think, not knowing what's behind that blessing. It's basically just SHIT coverage sugar. All right. Implementation. The National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA or NIRA is NIRA is managing the rollout, which includes creating a central secure repository for data formats. The ID is available in physical, digital, it's called an e-Kunzi wallet, and printable formats. Okay. The initiative is a part of a broader effort to modernize Somalia's infrastructure and ensure legal identity for all citizens, including the millions of children who previously lacked formal birth registration. Okay, they never have no birth or registration certificates, so therefore they are unregistered, undocumented people running around. All right, and within those undocumented people, Esau probably thinking that, oh, there could be some Israelites amongst them. I mean, that's their thought process too, is to basically put the whole world on lockdown and definitely eliminate and delete the Israelites wherever they are. Okay, ultimately, this is a war against Jacob, but the heathens, are going to be a lot of the casualties. All right, and the 2/3, of course, but the elect are going to make it through. All right, because remember, Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30 verse 7, is a whole world's trouble. All right, but Jacob is a primary target. Okay, because Jacob has rulership next under the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yashai, beginning with the elect. All right. Now, definition of prelude. All right, now this is a prelude to the charagmaa, the CHIP, which is a real deal when they will pierce your flesh, penetrate your flesh, okay, with the CHIP. All right, whether it goes in your forehead or in your hand. All right, so this is a prelude. A prelude is an action or event serving as an introduction to something more important. Like they talk about, you used to watch all these shows back in the day, Oprah, Donahue, Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones. What else was it? We used to get here in the UK. Whole bunch of shit. All right, even British talk shows with Trisha and all that, Trisha Goddard, right? And we used to see all these children talking about gateway drugs. Okay, this is a gateway drug to lead you to harder drugs. Well, in this case, this is a prelude. This is a gateway into going towards a real deal. What Esau wants is, to have you in digital shackles, which is a charagmaa, to pierce your flesh, to penetrate you. Okay, to humble you and take you, and to take you. All right. But the elect are not going to get penetrated because the elect are the soul bride of Yahweh Bahashem Yahshai. They're not going to get touched. They're going to stay pure, Lord willing. And, they're going to stay pure because the Lord said so. Rakti Yahweh Bahashem Yahshai. Okay, so prelude, an action or event serving as an introduction to something more important. Okay. An introductory performance. Okay, so it's basically like like a warm up to something else. Like you do a warm up set before you bench 250, all right, which is about 100, no, 220. 220 is about 100 kg, 100 kilos, right? You do a warm up set. So this is like a warm up set, okay, leading to the real deal, which is crackers want to push. Okay, I can't even read the word. Okay, when's this news from? November the 28th, 2025. So it's not too long ago. Just a tad over 5-6 weeks ago. Somali government's quest for identification has been on the agenda since the reinstitution of the Somali state from the transitional federal governments of the 2000s to the governments of today. So they've been thinking about this. I mean, these plans and situations go back decades. All right, let me see this. I don't want to read the whole thing because there's a lot to read. All right. Okay, so they want to cover taxation, elections, welfare delivery, financial inclusion, security vetting, and access to public services. See these key things here. This is going to be, especially welfare delivery, financial inclusion, security vetting, and access to public services is going to be, something that's going to entice these individuals to go for it because these people are illiterate and uneducated. And if you know Somalians, if you've been around them, they're quite slow as well. They're going to get got. All right. You got the gist of it. Let's go to some scriptures, Lord willing. Okay. Where are we at? Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay, we can see this kingdom falling. We can see the water circling the drain. All right, we're approaching the 250th year, 1776, July the 4th. To July the 4th, 2026 is 250 years, and no heathen kingdom, for the most part, has lasted beyond 250 years. It's either a little less than 250 years or a little more than 250 years. But we are right at that hot spot where, this kingdom, it's going to a point where, it's like a car. You got a beautiful vehicle, okay, and then after years and after driving it for ages, it's looking ratty. It's looking trashy. The fuel is running out and the car's shaking and the engine is shaking and it's rattling. And it's got to the point where the car is going to seize. And this car, the car of America, this corporation is about to seize. Okay, the engine is seizing. So Esau knows he's got a short time. And these devils I can tell through the spirit, they're having nightmares and visions and dreams of certain teachers and prophets, maybe even our apostles, having dreams and visions of them whooping their ass and effing them up in the kingdom, man. And maybe even on this side. All right, so I know they're scared. All right, they look tired and they look doped up, and we know we know spiritually that these crackers look at themselves in the mirror every morning, thinking that they're probably picturing when they put that tie around their neck, they're probably picturing a chain. So these devils are going to come down hard, man. All right, because they know that they've got to get Jacob, they've got to get a grip of this world. Okay, and they think that if they don't, they're going into slavery, but they're going into slavery anyway. Okay, you can't fight the creator of heaven and earth. As they say, your arms are too short to box with the Most High, man. Yahweh Bashim Hashai. Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right? All right? And then pursuing to the book of Matthew, the Lord is speeding up the time for the elect's sake. All right? And the Lord has also said that, there are bounds that these heathens cannot pass. There's a limit, like you have a glass of water, right? That glass has a limit in terms of how much water you can pour into it. You can't pour a whole liter of water into a glass that holds maybe 300 milliliters. All right. There's a limit. There's a limit to this rulership also. It's not going to expand like a rubber band. You can't extend it. You can't build an extension to it. Okay. It's not going to happen. All right. It's not going to happen. So they've got a short time and they want to really get a grip of the world. All right. And we can feel the time speeding up. Okay. Let's get to, and this is all going to lead to the charagmaa, which is around the corner, man. All right. One second. Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, that's that charagmaa. Okay, right hand, which is the CHIP we've been seeing in Sweden, China, other parts of the world. Foreheads, we've been seeing the Neuralink by Muskie. All right. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay. How are you going to buy and sell if there's no currency? When the financial crash happens, you think these dollars and euros and pounds are still going to be, are going to be available? It'll be a new currency. It'll be a new system. Okay. Out with the old, in with the new. All right. We've seen in movies like, what's that Will Smith movie, man? I Am Legend. When he chased his dog inside the bank, he saw stacks and stacks of notes. Okay. Which don't mean a damn thing. You can't do nothing with it because that world is gone. Okay. And, and allude to the scripture that, the Lord talks about building treasures in heaven, man, because the treasures of this world are cankered, they're they're moth ridden, they're covered in filth. All right. So we're supposed to build treasures in heaven, which won't get cankered or won't get, won't be touched or destroyed. Right. Okay. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, they're going to introduce a beast system, the 666. And you can even see the barcodes here in the UK. All right, I'm not too sure about the States. It's been a while since I've been there, but the barcodes here in the UK have 6 at the start, 6 in the middle, 6 at the end. All right. All right, and it's spiritual as well. Look, this is Revelation 13:18. 18 is 3 6s. Okay, even the way the scriptures are numbered is very spiritual. All right, so we're coming to that time, man. All right, only the Lord knows where we're going to be in a year from today. We could be in the kingdom, Lord willing. All right, but time is short, and things are going to start increasing very, very soon. 2026 is definitely not going to be better than 2025. It's going to be better for the elect. Better for the elect, whoever they are. But for the rest of the world, it's not so good news because, optimism, happiness, so-called happiness for you heathens, that's gone. All right. You can reminisce that, Esau's left you a bunch of movies to watch on YouTube to reminisce about the old days, the 80s, the 70s, the 90s. Oh, I want to go back in time. Oh, it was so much fun back then. Ain't coming back, Esau. F you and your pain, man. All right. We got the kingdom coming. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. It's at the 26-minute mark. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, El Shai, Ba'ashem, Mawatha, Bad, Kwam, Yashrala, Shalom.